This is cool.
All right, so can you guys just share your names and the title of the mural you're working on, if it has one?
Sure. My name is Jessica Caldas, and this is Aria Bates.
And I'm Krista Jones.
And I'm Angela Bortone.
And the mural doesn't have a title yet. I usually wait until I'm done with a piece before I title it.
Yeah, it's a working title.
Yeah.
Awesome. Can you share kind of the idea behind the piece and if your ideas changed about it at all in your process?
Sure. So I wanted to make a piece that dealt with the sort of recent crisis at the border where immigrant families are being separated at the border. So the piece is going to feature portraits of myself and my daughter, as well as some of my friends and their children, as well, and sorry, are you guys editing this?
Yes. It's okay. It's okay. You're doing great.
So it's going to feature portraits of us with our children, as well as a phrase in Spanish, which basically means it's like the same kind of phrase as a chip off the old block, but the literal translation basically says what you own is not stolen.
Wow.
And then it's got this wallpaper pattern that I use in a lot of my work that is slowly transforming into chain link fence. And so
that's awesome.
The whole thing is to kind of highlight this issue and you know,
go a more political route.
Most of my work is pretty political.
Yeah, but it's cool that you're also personalizing it too, with your child and also your friends. Can you share like any other major sources of inspiration, like other artists or anything else, Atlanta?
Gosh, there's so many artists here in Atlanta that I am inspired by, but I mean, like, one of the artists working here today is Shanique Legay, and she's incredible. And a lot of her work really inspires me to think more deeply about the issues I care about and how to represent them in more interesting, challenging ways.
Yeah.
Sort of outside of Atlanta.
I feel like your work is always about things that you want to see change.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
Yeah, and that's kind of what motivates all of the work.
Definitely.
Awesome. Well,
and Angela and Krista and I work together a lot. We work as a part of the collective a lot, and the other woman featured whose portrait we're going to feature is in the collective too, and so we work in it's called Living Melody Collective, and we do a lot of work together about some of these issues as well.
Yeah, so. Cool. Kind of all of you, why do you think muralism is such an important art form in Atlanta and in general? Like as opposed to other art forms.
Well,
yeah.
I think for me, it gives me an opportunity to engage with the community that I'm working in, which is huge. And then also too, it's seen by a lot of people.
Right.
Whereas sometimes studio practice work is only seen by kind of like the narrow audience that comes into a gallery space or something like that. So.
Yeah, definitely more accessible, which there's something really nice about people being able to have access to arts and arts events like this without having to pay anything or do much outside of walk outside their front door.
Exactly. Yeah. And finally, why do you think Forward Warrior is such a cool event, like being a part of something today next to all these artists?
Well, it's supported by the community, which is a huge deal, and it's kind of been a grassroots event for so long where somebody decided they wanted to organize this, got all the artists to work together and volunteer their time and talent, and you know, it just grows every year, so that's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've personally talked to Peter about how we can improve the equity of the event and include more female muralists, because there are some other events in Atlanta that are definitely not equal in terms of representation.
Yeah.
So Forward Warrior has been a place for women muralists specifically to kind of try out some new things and get started, which is definitely an issue for people. It's
I definitely think there's a strive for equity and representation of the artists who come here, both as gender and people of color and things like that, which is really good and important in Atlanta. Some folks aren't as considerate of that.
Yeah. That's awesome that you guys all have the space to kind of be represented and that this does exist. And congratulations on being here, and thank you so much for being a part of this interview. Thank you.
Yay!
Thanks, you too. Thank you. You guys are awesome. I really appreciate it.